Let's get nuts and take some risks. Right here in Alex's World. It's just Alex. This is going to be a Raw review, but not really. I kind of want to just talk about how I'm feeling currently about the WWE product heading into 2026, wrapping things up here in 2025. About the WWE product heading into 2026, wrapping things up here in 2025. We're about to enter Rumble season, going into WrestleMania 42. And right now, just being completely honest with you, feels kind of cold. Feels pretty stale. And it feels stale because it's too paint by numbers. Everything just feels generic. Nothing much is being done to pique my interest. And as someone that's been watching wrestling for almost 30 years now, it's kind of hard for me to get invested into these things when you can foresee how it's going to turn out. And that's not a bad thing. Predictability is not always bad, but when the execution isn't really all that great either, it makes it even worse. Because sometimes you'll get a storyline that you could see ending a certain way before it even happens. But there are times where you want it to end that way. And so you get excited when it actually happens. It's another thing when you're able to visualize the ending before it comes and it's not all that interesting. And right now, there aren't a lot of things with WWE that's making me very excited to watch it. Part of the reason why I didn't go live tonight, I already knew this episode of Monday Night Raw wasn't going to be anything noteworthy. Was it necessarily bad? Not really, but it wasn't great either. It was just kind of there. And that's what WWE feels like. It's just kind of there, playing it safe. Oh, but Alex, can't you wait until Mania season? How come WWE only tries at certain periods of the year? Why can't they try all year? I'm not saying blow off your major stories all at once, but treat it like a show. And for the longest period of time, especially here in 2025, it feels like WWE has given us more filler than actual substance. And I don't want to have to deal with that in 2026. I just want them to give me good television. That's it. I don't care how you do it. I'm not picky with who's being pushed. As long as it's good television, I'll just sit back and enjoy what I got. But just kind of getting into Monday Night Raw just to prove my point here. And I'm going to go all over the place. I'm not going to go segment by segment. I'm not going to do this thing where I'm going to break down every minuscule point of the show. That's not me. I just kind of want to talk about where my head is at when it comes to WWE. We got Saturday Night's main event this weekend, and it's all about John Cena's final farewell match, his final match with the WWE. His final opponent is Gunther, who is not someone I was hoping would be his final opponent. When I think about John Cena's final opponent, Gunther is nowhere near that conversation. But the person I would want can't be there because he can't wrestle anymore. So beggars can't be choosers, right? If I was to choose John Cena's final opponent, it would be Kurt Angle. But again, beggars can't be choosers. We got Gunther. And people have been going back and forth over whether Cena should win or lose. When I asked this question to my audience, and I did multiple polls about it, everyone thinks John Cena should win. They don't want Cena to lose. Traditionalists like me believe the legend should put over the current talent going out. So Gunther, in this instance, would win. And man, what that would do for Gunther's career. He already ended Goldberg's career. Now you want him to end Cena's career too? And then he ends up fighting Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Oh my God, this guy's going to be a monster. He already is. He'll be even more of a monster at that point. But do you have Gunther make John Cena tap out? Because that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to pin him. He wants him to submit, give up. In his final match ever, Cena gives up. Do you do it? Do they have the balls to do it? It would be different. Something tells me, though, I think Cena's going to win. Wouldn't that suck? You did all of that with the Last Time Is Now tournament, had all these wrestlers come in, spent all those weeks, months, building to this, only for the winner to lose to John Cena. But the people go home happy. Is that a good idea, though? I'll be honest with you. I kind of want Cena to win. I don't know what it is about Gunther being his opponent, but the idea of Gunther being the one to end Cena's career, he doesn't need it, man. And Gunther can eat a loss here, and he'll be just fine. It would break tradition, But they've broken a lot of things when it comes to John Cena. Quite honestly, if it was up to me, he would have stayed heel. And then Cody would have beaten him at Survivor Series. And then maybe had Dominic Mysterio beat him on his way out. Dom should be the one to say he was the last person to beat John Cena. I'm perfectly fine with Gunther making him tap out. I just feel like Gunther doesn't need this. Would you be upset? I wouldn't. I don't know what we're doing currently with this storyline between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. The driving force was the abuse between Kairi Sane and Asuka. That was the heart, the meat of the story, right? Asuka was pissed off that Io Sky left because Asuka got power hungry. She got obsessed with this idea that she needs to feel in control. She is the mentor, the head over Io and Kairi, and she wanted respect, right? Io got away. Kairi was forced to stay, and then she got corrupted, which is why she's a pseudo heel right now, right? I'm perfectly fine with that story. I just kind of want to get back to the crux of it, where Asuka's back to abusing Kairi, which will probably happen after they lose the tag team titles. And then we build that into Io Sky versus Asuka for WrestleMania, a match that doesn't need the women's championship. And then you have Kairi turn on Asuka, and that's how we cap off that storyline. And then, of course, Asuka stays heel. Kairi goes out to be a babyface. Io Sky's a babyface. And then, more people to compete for the championships. Look at that. I'm not too sure what this means for Rhea Ripley, though, because I still want Rhea to compete for the women's title. So definitely, potentially have her win the Rumble again, although she doesn't need it. Probably have her win the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I was hoping Bianca would win the Rumble, but I heard Bianca's getting surgery on her finger, so now I don't know what they're going to do with her. Regardless, Rhea should fight Stephanie McCur. She should definitely fight Stephanie McCur at WrestleMania. Because currently Stephanie's about to fight Raquel Rodriguez, who, over time, has grown on me. I used to despise Raquel. As much as I hate Nikki Bella, I was not the biggest fan of Raquel back when she was hot in NXT, okay? She has completely grown on me this year. This year, she has made strides in terms of improvements inside the ring, as a character, on screen. Yeah, I'm actually open to the idea of her carrying a championship. Not the Women's World Championship, but the Intercontinental Women's title? Why not? I'm up for it. But she's the next opponent for Raquel. She ain't beating her for it. They're going to hold off on Liv Morgan for Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not, because they're setting up Liv and Roxanne to be women's tag team champs. That's interesting. Okay. And then we're going to use that to help build into their feud for WrestleMania, which is going to involve Dominic Mysterio. Because we all know, eventually we're going to get that love triangle, right? Liv and Dom are a thing right now, but eventually Roxanne's going to want to get involved, and she's going to play homewrecker, whatever you want to call it. And then Liv is going to get a taste of her medicine. The same thing she did to Rhea is about to happen to her now. I'm excited about that. That's going to be good. That's actually one of the best things they can do with this women's division. And if they line up the women's division that way, Io, Asuka, Kairi, Stephanie McCur, and then Liv and Roxanne, already off to a great start when it comes to the Raw women's division. And then, of course, we got Becky and AJ, and then hopefully Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. We'll have to see if Bianca will be okay because she has to get surgery on her finger. That might take a while to heal up, but it's just one finger, by the way. She might be okay. She can wrap that up. She'll be fine. As for the tag team titles, I have no idea. They're building to something with Bayley and Lyra. Maybe you do that with them. What happened last year after they took Bayley out of WrestleMania? This time she wins it at WrestleMania. Speaking of tag teams, apparently the Usos are back together. So there goes Jey Uso's singles run. Holy shit. It's just over with like that. And they invested a lot of time into Jey Uso as a singles competitor. I don't know if that's the best thing to do right now. He's very, very popular. Not saying we can't transfer that into momentum for their tag team. It's the Usos. I just feel bad that this is how it's ending, right? He won the Rumble. The man won the Rumble, eliminated John Cena, beat Gunther, made him submit at WrestleMania, got a world championship run out of it, and then what happens? He's right back to being a tag team competitor. I don't know if that's a good look for him, but it is what it is. Maybe they lost faith in him as a singles competitor, got too much heat, got too much complaints. Still very popular, clearly. You can hate on him as an in-ring competitor all you want. The man's over. People love him. But all right, He's back in the tag team division. He'll be working with the New Day and AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. That should be something interesting at least. Give him something to do.
Wait, Black Friday spectacle. Grab up to 70% off plus extra discount coupon. This is the lowest of the year. Seize the chance for your ultimate shopping haul. I recently purchased the most popular glucose meter online and decided to test it with you. If you have diabetes or know anyone dealing with it, you understand how annoying finger pricking can be. The Glucomax changes everything. It's a needle-free glucose meter boasting 99.9% accuracy. All I did was place my finger on the sensor and in seconds got an accurate result. There was no pain, no hassle, and I didn't have to use any disposable strips at all. Click here now to learn more and discover this innovative breakthrough today.
WrestleMania. I still don't know what the plans are for Roman Reigns yet, but you would think it would involve the Usos somehow, some way, because they're all in the same show, Raw. So let's see what happens. As for the rest of Monday Night Raw, let's talk about Braun Breaker. So Braun Breaker will be fighting CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship on the first Monday Night Raw of the year, which I believe is the 5th or the 6th? The 5th of January. So that Monday Night Raw will be where I believe Braun Breaker becomes your new World Heavyweight Champion. No, he should not win the Rumble. Don't hold this off. I'm tired of this idea of we need to save them for the future. Some of these guys are ready right now. I get that Braun's in his 20s. That doesn't mean you wait 10 years to give him the title. Make him a champion right now. Right now. Give him that experience. Give him that accolade, and then build on top of it. If he's not ready, fine. Take the belt off of him. Try again later. But what if he is ready? You won't know until you give him a shot. I think he's more than ready. Give him the belt. And what you can do, since you got this mass assailant going around that we all know is Austin Theory, that's the night you reveal it's Austin Theory. That's when you do it. You have Austin Theory attack CM Punk, reveal it's him, and that's when Braun Breaker beats him. 1, 2, 3. Spear. World Heavyweight Champ. It's looking like we're going to get Roman and Cody. 3. Now, speaking of Cody Rhodes, he's fighting Obafemi on Saturday night's main event. They have the card laid out here. Obafemi beat Ricky Sanks, not Ricky Starks, but Ricky Sanks for the NXT Championship. And now he's fighting Cody Rhodes next Saturday. Look, I understand that people are scared to take risks, but at the same time, what is wrong with taking some risk here and there? We all agree that Obafemi should beat Cody Rhodes on Saturday, right? I hear some of you saying, oh my God, you can't do that. You can't have an NXT talent be a main roster talent. Why not? Kevin Owens beat John Cena. What's wrong with that? Why do we have to play it safe all the goddamn time? Why not make a statement? Do you know how big that would be to have Obafemi beat Cody Rhodes? Why not? If you had to have Drew McIntyre interfere, cost Cody, have Oba win that way. Although, personally speaking, and I mean this, why not just have Oba beat Cody? Clean. Why not? Screw it. These are characters. These are TV characters. You can make a storyline out of that. And then have Drew run in after us and pick up the scraps. Why not? I'm so sick and tired of things being so rigid. Can we break it up a little bit? Just a little bit. You know the plan is to give Javon Evans that NXT championship. Thank God. Thank heavens. When he won the Iron Survivor match, I said, thank you. They figured it out. It's just like Braun Breaker. Javon Evans is 21, 22. He's young. He's the future. No, he is the now. Javon Evans is the now. He's one of the best talents you got at that age. Don't wait to give him the title. Give him the title right now. And then when he's done with his reign, call him up. I don't give a shit that he's 22, 21, 23. Even better for me. And the more exposure he gets on the main roster, the better he's going to be when he reaches his prime. Absolutely have Javon Evans beat Obafemi after Obafemi beats Cody Rhodes. What are you thinking? You're going to put Obafemi in the same conversation as Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre? Yes. And Roman Reigns? Yes. Why not? Stop being so goddamn rigid about everything. Let's create some stars. Don't y'all want to have fun? Don't y'all think that it's time out for WWE playing things safe? Always going by the books? Break it up a little bit. Have some fun. Do something different. So Logan Paul, LA Knight, closed the show off LA Knight needs to be champion. That's all I know. Next year used to be the time to do it. You got plenty of time to give LA Knight the belt. Yes, the World Heavyweight Championship, not the WWE Championship, but you got plenty of time to make it happen. Because that man has been busting his ass for way too long, and it's always something that's stopping him from getting that one moment. He's always expected to make shit work, because that's what the company gives him, shit. And he's just expected to make it work, and I just think it's time out for that. It really is. So, as we close out 2025, and we'll talk more about this when we get into our end of the year awards, I hope WWE learns something from what happened this year. I think in terms of Triple H running the show, this is easily his worst year, creatively speaking. Easily his worst year. Is it necessarily a bad year? Even Triple H's worst year is better than Vince McMahon's worst year. Or just Vince McMahon's typical years when he was up top. For how long? He really fell off in the 2010s, that's for sure. It was still a bad year for Triple H, though. The John Cena heel turn was an absolute flop. And it was a flop because they gave up on it. They should have finished what they started. I don't give a damn what the fans say. He should have finished his heel run and then turned babyface in his final match. That's what should have happened. You didn't want to do that because you were scared to take a risk. The fans didn't want to boo him. TV character. They can cheer him when he leaves. They didn't want to take the risk. And that's the problem. And that, to me, is what's going to lose Triple H a lot of respect heading into 2026, is this idea that he's too scared to take risks now. Part of the reason why this year didn't work so much is because they had a lot of great ideas that they just didn't follow through with. Like I said, the John Cena heel turn. But not just that, R-Truth. Remember R-Truth, who was supposed to be released, and they brought him back? Then they gave him a whole new character, Ron Killings. And even I was like, that's the guy who should beat John Cena for the WWE Championship. And then what happened? Kofi turned him back into R-Truth. Just situations like that. Bayley, who's supposed to have a multi-personality gimmick. I have no idea what happened to that. Is that still going? Probably. Don't know yet. We'll like to see that come to fruition eventually, because that's such a great story to do. Seth Rollins getting injured. We all knew eventually Braun was going to turn on Seth. That was the ultimate goal. They just sped it up. Now that you sped it up, I hope you give Braun the championship. Not at WrestleMania, by the way. But that entire run with Division, it just never really clicked. There was something about Seth being the leader of that group, and then, of course, adding Brock Lesnar and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and Logan Paul. There was something about it that just wasn't clicking. I don't know. What made it work...
Free Tax USA, where federal filing is always free with no games or pricing gimmicks. Because choosing your tax software shouldn't be a guessing game. Companies may claim their federal tax filing is free, that is, minus the hidden fees, high prices, unlimited add-ons. No way. And when you're ready to submit, it's not really free. Not this year, my friend. You have found Free Tax USA. Say goodbye to forced upgrades and unexpected fees. The only trick up our sleeve is free federal tax filing for everyone. Go to freetaxusa.com.
They added Becky. That was something. That had something to it, but they just never were able to maximize it. This was not a great year for WWE creatively. And we can blame Triple H. We can blame multiple parts of it. I mean, The Rock had to go do Hollywood, which neutered the John Cena heel run. If John Cena would have had The Rock alongside him, you could have easily gotten this to Survivor Series. If not, definitely to this week's Saturday Night's main event. And people wouldn't have complained as much if The Rock had stuck around. But beggars can't be choosers. What's happened has happened. All we can do is just learn from it. So, let me close out by talking about the rest of the matches on Saturday Night's main event. I am expecting Sol Ruca to win that match, because Sol Ruca needs to be pushed to the moon. The best finisher in wrestling, bar none. She needs to win a lot. Every time she hits it, no one kicks out. I think we're doing a tag team championship match between AJ Styles, Dragon Lee. Is it Javon Evans and Leon Slater? What a tag team match. Absolutely, I'm excited for that. Of course, they won't win, but you know that match is going to be killer. Cody Rhodes versus Obafemi. Already talked about it. Obafemi needs to win. Yes, Drew McIntyre will interfere and help him win. Okay, whatever. But regardless, Oba needs to win. If it was up to me, it would be a squash match. Yeah, I said it. And then John Cena's final match. You know what? Screw it. Have John Cena beat Gunther. Just have him beat Gunther. I don't care at this point. The whole thing's a fucking flop. It's nowhere near what it was supposed to be, so you might as well just have John Cena go out on top and beat Gunther. And Gunther could take the loss. Now, if you have Gunther make John Cena tap out, wonderful. Great. Now you have a mega heel, and he'll go on to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, making him even more of a heel. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think Cena wins his last match, and you know what? I won't complain about it. The only time where Super Cena wins, LOL, and I'll actually be like, yep, that's appropriate. I think that's going to do it for this video. We'll talk more about Rumble season, WrestleMania, and other stuff heading into 2026 and later videos. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alex's World, the place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out. Peace.
Money worries can make you feel small. That's why GoToBank gives you banking powers. Like overdraft protection up to $200, and you can get paid up to 2 days early.
Mom?
And no monthly fees with direct deposit. So you can be a hero for the ones who matter most. GoToBank, the mobile bank that works for you. Open an account at gotobank.com.
The proper way to eat string cheese is to peel it in thin strips or straight.
Write me a song about my friend, Zane. Zane, my friend so true.
That's insane. That's actually insane.
Hey everyone, welcome to the NoDQ.com live recap of Monday Night Raw for December 8th, 2025. We are now less than 1 week away until the John Cena retirement match. Let's talk about Raw, but first, I do want to give my overall thoughts on the NXT Deadline Premium Live event. It was pretty good. I would say the Iron Survivor Challenge matches stole the show, as they typically do. I was a little surprised that the show opened with the world title match. We had Ricky Saints defending against Oba Femi, and I'm even more surprised that Oba Femi won the match to become the champion once again. I'm surprised because I felt like he was ready for the main roster. There's really nothing left for him to do in NXT. So why is he world champion again? Like, I just feel that it's unnecessary for Oba Femi to still be in NXT. He should be on the main roster. The only thing I can think is that they are waiting with him and they don't want to bring him to the main roster unless they're ready to go full-blown major push with him. But to me, there's no purpose in him being in NXT right now. He is ready for the main roster. And I agree with Chaotix in the chat room that, to me, Cody Rhodes versus Ricky Saints would have been a more interesting match for Saturday night's main event. With Oba Femi versus Cody, somebody has to lose, and I think Ricky Saints could have lost to Cody, and it wouldn't be a very big deal. But Oba Femi losing to Cody, like, it doesn't really do much for Oba Femi. I know he'll give it his all against Cody, but I feel like Ricky and Cody would have been a better choice, and we know the friendship between them and their history. So I would have preferred that personally, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how that match goes. And as Jerry pointed out in the chat, maybe they want one final test in the deep end for Oba, put him in there with Cody, see how the match goes. It's interesting. It's an interesting choice. And as far as the Iron Survivor winners go, I was surprised by the women's match. I did think that the women's match was really good. I thought both of them were really good. As I mentioned earlier, I felt like those were definitely the show stealers of the evening. And what is her name? Kendall Gray. She was basically the underdog in this match. But WWE reportedly very high on her, and obviously she won the match. They see big things in her. Definitely looks like she has some potential. And as far as the men's match, this was the one match I think I got correctly when we did our predictions, not in a video form, but just in the league. Javon Evans winning, to me, is not a surprise. He's the guy that they're pushing really strongly right now. So I'm all for that, and Javon will get the title match for Obafemi. Will it be a short title reign for Obafemi? Who knows? You could argue Javon is also main roster ready, even though, he's young and there's no rush with him, but I think he could be right in there on the main roster right now. He did a great job in both matches. They had it where everybody was tied up at the end, and I love that finish. I agree with Jerry, with Javon scoring that last pin out of nowhere with like 5 seconds left to go. That was great. And the other matches, Izzy Dame beating Tatum Paxley, it was fine. And Ethan Page versus Mr. Iguana, I mean, come on. It's basically a filler comedy match. Ethan Page winning, no surprise there. I did get that one right too. I mean, Mr. Iguana is not beating Ethan Page. It was a little comedy filler match between the Iron Survivor matches. So the show was pretty good. If you like the Iron Survivor matches, those definitely delivered, and those are worth checking out. Let's go ahead and get to, and by the way, I'd probably go 7 out of 10 for Deadline. It's pretty much in line with the other NXT shows as of late. Like, solid, but to me, I still miss the classic takeovers, and I don't feel like that many NXT shows have really hit that level of the classic takeovers, but still very good. All right, let's get to Raw now. We opened up the show with the new challenger for John Cena that was finalized on SmackDown. The final challenger for Cena, Gunther, coming to the ring for a promo, and he kept it short and sweet, basically just saying that John Cena is the greatest sports entertainer of all time, but Cena will be facing the greatest professional wrestler of all time. He put up a countdown on the screen, and he said he's going to break John Cena's spirit until he does one thing that Cena will never do: give up. They're really hammering this home. Gunther is determined to make John Cena give up. And this is something we've talked about for years. What if John Cena's last match, he finally does give up? His whole motto was never give up, and final match, he does. The fact that they're hyping this up so much makes me think it's not going down this way, and that either Cena will pass out or Cena will somehow pick up the win. But they did it short and to the point. Gunther and John Cena this Saturday. Jerry thinks that maybe John will pass out Steve Austin style, which he very well could. Our first match of the show was Io Sky versus Kairi Sane. You had Asuka and Rhea Ripley on the outside. Pretty good match here, although it did follow the formula of a Monday Night Raw match. They traded some early near falls, but then, of course, you know what's coming. You get the outside interference, Asuka getting on the apron. Kyrie taking advantage. Io makes her comeback after the break, does the missile drop kick, the bullet train Meteora. Then Kyrie does the double stomp.